Alright, y'all, so let's talk about the pros and cons of moving away from your hometown to start over by yourself. I was talking to someone and they were like how they wanted to move, but they're scared, and because they feel like they don't want to be away from family and stuff like that. And honestly, that is super valid. And as someone who moved away from their hometown right out of high school to go 3 hours away to college, that doesn't seem far away. But when you're used to being in only one small town your whole life, 3 hours away makes a world of a difference. So from college, then I decided to move all the way to Houston, Texas by myself. And there really are pros and cons, so you should really weigh them out before you decide to take that leap and leave. Okay, so the biggest pro, in my opinion, that I've experienced moving away is honestly personal growth and development. You learn so much about the world, so much about yourself. When you move away and you are by yourself on your own and you're having to meet new people, make new friends, thrive in your career, learn about a new city, just learning about yourself and the amount of growth that you experience while being away by yourself is unmatched. You will literally be a brand new person within a year. Take it from me. Number 2, new connections. When you move away, y'all, I have had so many, I feel like godly connections that I've made while being in Texas that I probably would have never made if I had stayed in North Carolina. That speaks for itself. I'm talking about the relationships you build. You meet people who become a part of your everyday life, everyday circle. You get new opportunities that you never could have imagined. It's amazing. All right, and pro number 3 on this list is going to be a perspective shift. Y'all, seeing the way that other people live and being able to shift your perspective is honestly huge, and I think that kind of ties back into the personal growth aspect. But I truly believe that every single person in this world needs to move away for at least a little bit, just to see a little bit of the world and to see that there is more to the world than your small little bubble. Okay, and the list of pros can honestly go on and on, but the last one I'm going to touch on is the fact that you really have a fresh start. You can literally be anybody you want to be when you move away to a new city and no one knows you. That's not saying to go somewhere and pretend to be, someone else or whatever, but I'm just saying you have a chance at a fresh start. No one knows you. You have a chance to, I don't want to really say correct your wrongs, but you can literally be a better person, and I don't know, you can just learn from everything in the past and take that into your new future, period. All right, and just like there are pros, there are cons. One of the cons is fear of the unknown. When I tell you the day I moved in Houston and I stepped foot in my apartment, I literally just stood in the middle of the floor and I was like, what am I doing? I had never been to Houston before, never been really outside of North Carolina to live, actually. Fear of the unknown will really stop a lot of people from taking that leap, but it's a real con because you're going to be in a new place, I don't know what to do. And especially when I moved to Houston, my job started doing layoffs. So mind you, I moved with this job, they started doing layoffs. I was scared out of my mind, but you know what I did? I just started applying to new jobs as soon as they started doing the layoffs. I didn't get laid off, I was able to put in my 2 weeks before they started laying me off, but just know the fear of the unknown is going to creep in. Number 2, loneliness is a big thing. I suffered from loneliness back in North Carolina around all of my family and friends that I grew up with. I don't know why I thought that moving away would take away the loneliness, the depression, the anxiety. It doesn't. One thing about it, moving away to a new city, new place is not going to take away all of the internal things that you need to work on. I learned that very quickly. After my first year in Houston, I journal pretty much every day, or I used to. I need to get back on it. But when I was looking through my journal from my first year in Houston to my second year in Houston, all of the things that I had battled internally in North Carolina, I was still dealing with in Houston. Moral of that story is you have to do the inner work. You can't outrun yourself. You can move to a new city, but you're still going to be yourself at the end of the day. Take that into consideration. Number 3, moving so far away does take an emotional toll on you. You are going to be sad probably a lot. Even when you're doing all the new things, experiencing your new city, having a great time with new friends, you're probably going to feel emotional because you're like, dang, I just made this big move. I'm all alone in my case. And honestly, y'all, feeling like you're missing out on your family and family functions, people growing up. I look up and my nieces are getting older, my nephews are teenagers. You miss so many milestones by living far away. Now that doesn't mean you can't fly home and stuff like that or drive if you're lucky enough. I live 16 hours away. I hate to fly. I really don't get back on planes like that. I'm trying to do better. But you're going to miss out on a lot of things that are happening in your family and in your city, and that is going to bring some sadness and a lot of emotions. Now, number 4, I think I'm on, whatever, feeling judged. Let me tell y'all something. When you move away and you're in a whole new place, and if you're like me, you don't visit a lot, you can feel really judged because if people are likely, even if they don't do it intentionally, they will make you feel bad about making the decision to move away so far away from home. I've heard it all. And I have cried so many times because I'm like, I battled between doing something for me or living for other people. At the end of the day, I feel like you have to live for yourself. And I applaud the people who don't make moves because they're worried about their family, friends, and all that. But at the end of the day, when you are a 50 or 60-year-old person, woman or man, and you're sitting in your house and you're looking back over your life, do you want to feel regret wow, I really wish I had taken that opportunity when I was 25 to experience a new city. I never wanted to be the one to get old and start thinking wow, my life could have been so much better if I would have did this, or it could have been. No, take the risk. If you don't like it, you can always move back. And that's another pro. You can always go back. But I think everybody should experience somewhere else outside of their hometown at least once. Anyways, overall, I just wanted to make this video because there are so many people who would like to move away or start over somewhere, but you're scared. If you let fear run your life, you're really never going to do anything. And that goes for way beyond just moving away to a new city or a new state, whatever. I just want everybody to live for themselves and do what makes you happy because that's really all that matters. And of course, keeping God first. Love ya.